At the end of each of the first 4 weeks of labs, there's going to be a short assignment assigned to you called a checkpoint, which is just a small assignment worth 1% of your grade, designed to make sure that you're keeping up with your labs. You aren't intended to spend more than maybe 20 minutes on these assignments, so if you are having trouble understanding them, make sure that you email help100 at eurogena.ca or you attend their help hours found on the lab schedule. Each checkpoint is due at the start of next week's lab, and each checkpoint needs to be done on the Replit team for that week, or the marker won't be able to see it. Make sure that you've gone through the Getting Started tab and done all the steps to join the lab team, and you're familiar with how to edit your files before you start this checkpoint. There's going to be 4 parts to this exercise. And they're all going to be done on your practice.html page, not your index page. First, you're going to create 3 new titles using the h3 tag. Second, you're going to write a small paragraph using the paragraph tag p. And third, you're going to create 2 lists using the break tag. And then you just need to make sure it's on Replit Teams to submit it. So to make the titles, you're going to use the h3 tag bracket h3. You might remember from the editing thing, you had edited a tag that had h1. h3 is just a smaller version. To create 3 titles, you'll need 3 sets of this h3 tag. The first title should say something like my favorite movie, and if you don't like movies, feel free to put something else. The second title will say the list of your favorite movies, and again, if you don't want to do movies, have a list of something else. And the third title will say list of other checkpoints. The positions we want you to place those titles are indicated in what are called comments on the practice page, and you can see it here, here, and here. You need to make sure you're either writing above or below that instruction. If you write within it, it won't show up on your page. So to add a title, you simply open a title tag with h3. That tells the browser you're starting a title at that spot. You write the text behind it that you want to be the title, and then you close the title tag behind the text with bracket /h3, which tells it to stop making a title at that point. For example, this text here, because it's between this h3 and that h3 closing tag, would become a title. For part 2, you're going to write a short description of your favorite movie, such as the name, what it's about, when it was released, and who acted in it. The paragraph doesn't need to be incredibly detailed, we just want to make sure you know how to write text onto your webpage. And you are going to do this part using the paragraph tag bracket p and bracket /p. It follows the same rules as what you did for the title tag here. It's just you're using a p instead of h3. When you're writing a paragraph, you don't need to try and format it. The browser looks after that part for you. So if you're adding spaces or you're worried about things overflowing, you don't have to worry about it. The browser will automatically space it to look like a paragraph for you. And then for the last part, you're going to create 2 lists. One for your list of favorite movies, and one for the list of other checkpoints. However, as I just mentioned, if you try to make the list just by hitting the enter key and putting them down on different lines, the browser is going to automatically format these into a paragraph, which in this case is actually not what you want. And to get around that, you're going to need one more tag called the break tag BR. The break tag sends anything that comes after it down to the next line. And this tag is special because it does not have a closing tag. So when you want to create a list using the break tag, you simply need to place a break tag between each item on the list. So that would look just like this, with a break tag between each item. The first list is simply a list of your 5 favorite movies or whatever you're writing about. The second list is a list of the other checkpoints. This one confuses students often because they overthink it. We actually do just want it to say checkpoint number 2, checkpoint number 3, checkpoint number 4. When you're done, the preview of your practice page should look something like this. For your checkpoint submission, as long as it is done in the Replit team's lab, the marker will be able to just look at it, as long as you have it done by the due date. However, if you're found to be editing the checkpoint files after the assignment is due, you may receive a large marking penalty.